So what I'm going to talk about now is about how I played Fable 2, and it was an exploration into the concept of the ubermensch. How this turns out is when I started in Fable 2, you start out with nothing. I mean, you get like a rusty sword, and you have no powers. Pretty much everything is a threat to you. About the only incentive to keep going is that you are an immortal being. You cannot die in the normal sense. You merely get scars. Scars that possibly symbolically say that those are the scars you have to live with in your psyche. The fact that you were defeated, the fact that you are weak, the fact that there are others more powerful than you and projecting evil thoughts and evil ideas into the world, and there's not much you can do about it. But you cannot die in the normal sense, which says something about the soul. Now, mind you, the slave mentality, the everyman, will just accept his lot in life. He will accept that other people are better than him, and he will accept that evil prevails, and that good is merely an illusion. He becomes a moral subjectivist. He says that, good and evil is relative to whoever is the winner, and that it's stupid to try to do otherwise. It's pointless. That is the nihilist. The nihilist says that, there really is no meaning to anything. And the only reason the nihilist fights is for comfort and for joy. So he fights to be in a better position, but he does not transcend beyond comfort. He does not transcend beyond, peace. He wants only to be able to live his life relatively free. That is not what makes someone godly. That is not what makes someone holy. What makes someone holy is the idea that there is more to life. There is always more to life. To strive for more. To become more. And as I adventured in Fable 2, from the first time over, I was just sickened by the entire environment. And I don't know if it was intended this way. I sincerely doubt it. It sounds to me like this is the way the developers wanted it to be. They thought that this was a good ideal. That's why I was always depicted as evil. Because I didn't accept the fact that why should everyone have to live under fucking martial law and have curfews and things like that, where the guards can just trolley around, strutting their dicks and flaunting their power, and the moment you even looked at someone menacingly, the bells ringed and, the cops came after you. I shit you not. Just go play Fable 2 and flip somebody off. If you do it enough, you will get arrested. It's that simple. And I refused to comply with that. Anytime the guards would come after me, I would not pay a fine, I would not do the duties, I would merely escape to the next town over and just do what I was going to do. And, I did not, at first I was not motivated. I mean, it's a video game, you're railroaded into fighting the bad guy in whatever form that takes on and things like that. But at first I was not motivated to fight Lucian because I authentically thought he was a bad guy, but because I thought about the implications of his ideals and his concept of world peace and things like that. And he was wrong. So that's enough reason to fight against him. But would I have said Lucian was the bad guy of Fable 2? No. The bad guy was the commoners. The bad guy was the people that refused to upgrade society beyond this stagnant, enslavement. And this says something about humanity. When you think about all of humanity's accomplishments, let's look at the pyramids, for example. The pyramids are beautiful to look at, and, they're a tourist attraction and shit. But what does that say about humanity, and that many people could be enslaved to such an extent that they will build monuments to their pharaohs, and it does absolutely nothing for them? I'm sure many slaves died building those pyramids, and whether they be pyramids of men, or pyramids of gods, or pyramids of aliens, does not deviate from the fact that people were willing to die in servitude for nothing. No concept whatsoever. Did they die because they truly believed this was the thing to die for, or did they die because they were too weak-willed to die for something, and that they merely just died in a whimper rather than in a bang? And this is something to think about, because, Your life is limited. You are on borrowed time. And whether or not you believe in an afterlife, even an afterlife is borrowed time, because who's to say that when you die, it's as you think it will be? You don't know if you're going to reincarnate. You don't know if you're going to rot in the ground. You don't know if you're going to burn in hell or ascend into heaven. You just don't know. And you might have good faith of what will happen. Maybe you're pagan and believe you will reincarnate into a better life, which is still slave mentality, because you are searching for comfort in that if you're a good person in this life, good things will happen to you in the next life. As if you have to wait. As if we're using fucking dial-up spiritually, and, it's going to take some time for the lag to settle, and, we don't lie or cheat or steal in this life, and somehow it's going to magically make everything better next time around. Meanwhile, in this life, you don't get anything, and you didn't deserve half the shit that happened to you. So clearly, good things do not happen to good people. Bad things do not necessarily happen to bad people either. There is no logistics in it. There's no rationale in it. Merely it's chaos, and it shouldn't be that way. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to establish order, or are you going to wait for somebody else to establish order? Are you going to wait for chaos to merely calm down and for order to establish because that's just the way it is? Are you going to accept morality as it is, or are you going to make morality? And I do believe morality is independent of human thought. There is good and evil forces in this universe, and they are in constant struggle for dominance, and they subjugate each other constantly. The universe is in constant warfare. If you look into space, you will find asteroids clashing, you will see planets orbiting, you will see suns engaging in supernova activity, gamma radiation bursts, black holes. It is a very violent and wasteful place, full of energies and neurons just clashing and struggling. And are you going to settle for saying, well, I'm just going to sit here and wait for it all to pass by? Or are you going to take part for what you believe is the greater good? Now, mind you, I'm not saying you are a bad person because you want comfort and you want certainty in your life and you want to be able to just, go to work, come home, and do your thing. Half the reason I'm fucking pissed off so much at internet is because I can't do that. I can't just, come home after a day's of work and fucking post online what I want to post and go to bed. No, some other motherfucker thinks he can come along and tell me what to do, tell me where I can post, infringe on my rights, infringe on my ability to talk to my friends, infringe on my ability to get coupons and shit out of, websites offering $5 off something if you like it on Facebook or something. That infringes upon me. And what am I supposed to do about it? So all these fucking everyman's slave house niggers say something along the lines of, make your own. No, I'm not going to make my own. I'm not going to live my life building a monument to the fact of your ideals, of that I somehow have to struggle in your regard, in your standards, and you fucking hurt me. You stabbed me in the fucking back, and then you expect me to ascribe to your morality. Your morality is wrong. Your morality is evil. You threw the first gunshot. Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? I should fucking slit your throat. That would be the moral thing to do. Luckily for you, I don't know where you live, so I can't do that. But I can live my life in accordance to my beliefs. I can live my life in accordance to my conclusions to the concepts of good and evil, not yours. I refuse to live my life in accordance to your morality that has done absolutely nothing to say that there is any love or compassion, mercy, or just respect in my general direction. You don't respect me. You don't offer me dignity. You don't offer me help. You don't offer me anything. That's why I don't give a fuck about the people that post on my comments, and I ignore them half the time. People think I'm just pretentious, and that I, just don't care what they have to say, and I'm in my own little world, doing my own little thing, and, that I think I'm better than other people. That's not it at all. I don't think I'm better than anybody else. But what incentive do I have to go out of my way to show people, respect and admiration and friendship when they're not doing anything for me, when they're not doing anything for my ideals? You think I care about myself as an individual? No, because for all I know, my individuality will be dead. By the time I'm old and decrepit and fucking die of a heart attack or just old age, I don't know if my identity will be preserved. I don't know if me, Jim Prophet, will exist any further than this mortal life. So then the only thing that matters is the principalities. The only thing that matters is that my principles are set forth and that future generations can enjoy those benefits. That future generations can enjoy the benefits of freedom on the internet and, freedom to basically say what they want to say and think what they want to think without rancor, without shame, without punishment, and just live their lives. Now, mind you, that's the irony in all of this. I want people to be able to live their lives peacefully and not being harmed. But meanwhile, the slave mentality wants the same thing, but yet counters that with respecting the people that hurt them. That's masochistic, it's sadistic, it's twisted. And it just makes no fucking sense at all. So, what is it you're after? I know what I'm after, but do you? And that is why I can say with a straight face that I worship the Lord God Yahweh, but at the same time do things like, insult Christianity and, say that Jesus was a prophet as opposed to the living God come to earth to sacrifice himself for our sins and things like that. Because I do not worship a God that seeks worship. I worship a God that seeks justice. I worship a God that sees all the evil in the world and is plotting to do something about it. And the concept of the ubermensch is that there is no challenge he cannot take on. The concept of the ubermensch is that his will to power is so great that nothing can stand in his way. This is a vague interpretation. This is not something that you should see as literal, but as something abstract, as something to aspire to, because we know our mortal limitations. We have to sleep, we have to eat, we have to shit, and we die. This is reality. However, it is not reality that we have to accept everything the way it is. And within the confines of our mortality, we can do more to make the world a better place. And you don't need any particular religion to do that. In fact, I would prefer people be atheists if they have those standards, if they have true good intentions and good morals that they move toward and are not distracted by religious beliefs that intrude upon their principalities. Let's put it this way. An atheist that has good morals is going to do those good morals and not be, persuaded. He's not going to be intimidated by thoughts of, is this what God wants me to do? Am I being a good Christian? No. The ubermensch does not doubt himself. He only goes further. He only moves toward that goal. And you guys are not moving toward any goal. So, why am I to respect you? I respect you in accordance to what I consider respect, not what you consider respect. What is your concept of respect? If you think I'm disrespecting you, explain it to me, please. Because I honestly don't understand how I am being such a bad guy that you think that you have to censor me and have to humiliate me and degrade me and slander me and fucking ban me from every institution. I'm just, Jim Prophet cannot be anywhere. Everyone must fucking, quarantine their areas like I'm some kind of virus, and that if Jim Prophet is allowed to speak, we will all of our heads will explode. What the fuck? What am I saying that is so detrimental to your health? But meanwhile, you can fucking attack me and fucking close your gates on me, and that in turn infringes upon me on a regular basis. Oh, but that's okay because it's your property. My dick, my ruts, my property, my capital. It's bullshit. You were just defending your own evil morals, and you don't care about anything else. You don't care about progress, you don't care about humanity, you don't care about right and wrong, you don't care about righteousness, justice, you don't care about equality, you don't care about freedom. You have no other concept other than my dick, I insert my dick. That's it. That's all you are. And who the fuck are you to tell me what to do if that is all you are? By your nature, I have right to stomp on you. I do not want to stomp on you. It is not my intention, nor is it my goal, nor is it I don't even get good feelings out of it. I don't get enjoyment out of hurting other people, but I will hurt other people if they try to stop me. If they try to come between me and my evolution and my attempts to make the environment better, yes, I will fucking curb stomp you into the ground and I will knock your teeth out of your head. But that does not mean I get enjoyment out of it. That does not mean that's what I am intending to do. That merely means I am validating good and evil, and you are evil. So, what the fuck is your problem with me? What the fuck am I doing that is evil to you, that you feel the need to go to such extents to black me out, to just completely erase the idea of Jim Profit from people's minds? And why do you think you're entitled to doing that to other people? If you truly believe that I'm a bad person, then why don't you come after me yourself? Why don't you come after me personally? Why do you need to, convince other people of it, or rather, convince them of nothing at all, because you just won't allow the presence of Jim Profit on your forum? If I was truly a bad person, I would think you would want to make a spectacle of me, and you would rather me just go out there and post wherever, because you would want to show people how not to act. How, this is a bad guy and this is why. As opposed to, just denying it altogether and take my word for it that he's bad. But, don't talk to him. Don't mention him. You'll get banned if you talk about Jim Profit. Anyone claiming to be Jim Profit gets banned. Secrecy. Shush, shush, shush. That doesn't make any sense. I don't need to ban Richard the Rapist Buller or Moot or anything to show you that they are bad people. You can just go to fucking 4chan and see how they defend child molesters and terrorists and fucking axe murderers, but they won't, let you post because you posted Boxy. Mods can do whatever they want. They're fucking morons. And they're slaves. At the end of the day, if you show a little backbone, they'll cave. They'll fucking cower in fear because they're relying on you to cower in fear. And once you don't, their entire world goes upside down and they're all confused. Now, I've gotten off topic of the Fable 2, but Fable 2 was just to illustrate this in a point. It was just an example of how, in life you're going to struggle. In life, all you get is that fucking rusty sword, and, your powers are limited. But if you get the opportunity to have more power, you learn more about people. As in, when I got more power, I did not use it to just be a dick to everybody. I used it to exemplify my ideals, and I used it to make the world a better place. Now, whether or not you think it was a better place, that is up for discussion. But the point is that I wanted to make the world a better place. And obviously Lucian wanted to make the world a better place. Whereas opposed to, say, Raven, I think that was his name, he was like this Mary Sue hedonist that just wanted to, get laid, do drugs, and just fucking have people glorify him. And he was a total dick. Ironically, he was the one that had the most airtime. He's the one that was the most perfect, and nobody could touch him. Because, he was always one step ahead. He knew how to backstab people, he knew how to lie and manipulate people, he knew how to get people on his side, and he was an antichrist. He exemplified evil morality and using his power to exalt himself rather than a positive ideal. And there's a lot of people like that, like David Icke and Alex Jones, who use their influence to exalt themselves as opposed to their ideals. David Icke and Alex Jones don't want to do anything about the Illuminati. They need the Illuminati. They crave the Illuminati. They pray for there to be Illuminati because they don't know for certain if there is. If they did, they would actually go out and do something about it. They wouldn't give a fuck what you thought of them. They wouldn't give a fuck if you paid money to them. Because it wouldn't matter. What would matter is stopping the Illuminati, if that's what they really thought was the problem. But they don't want to solve the problem. They want there to be a problem. That way you turn to them to learn the truth, to get red-pilled, to see beyond the matrix. They want to be worshipped. They don't want to make the world a better place. That is why they are not the ubermensch. No matter how powerful they are, no matter how many people are worshipping them, no matter how impossible it seems to get them off their fucking high horse. Being powerful does not make you a Superman. It just makes you powerful. Power is a means to an ends. Being a Superman does not mean being super. It means being a man. It means being a man toward life and going against the odds and trying to do good for the sake of good. Being super just makes it all the easier, and that's why man strives to be super, so that he can be a better man, so that he can be a real man. Not because somehow superdom makes you a man. So, you think about that. Not that you probably will. God forbid you should actually watch an entire video of mine, and you watch the first 2 minutes, and then you're like, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, blah, 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 blah. And if you want to ignore me, fine, go fucking ahead. You're just gonna live your life anyway, slaving away, doing all this bullshit for nothing at all. And you're gonna die and fucking rot in the ground, or maybe you'll reincarnate, or maybe you'll go to hell, or maybe you won't, or whatever. But you had no control over any of it. At no point in your life did you feel like that you actually accomplished something and that it was your doings that made the world a better place. You will never have that pride. You will never have that certainty. You will never have anything at all. Everything is taken from you. Everything is denied for you. You exist to be inflicted upon. You exist to be tortured, humiliated, degraded, and to told where to go and when to do it. And that to me seems just frightful. It's frightening, such an existence. And so many people, so many so-called religious people, applaud that and want to spread that ideal and go to these countries to preach that ideal. That to me is the most scariest shit of all. Not murder, not crime, not chaos, not doomsday prepping of atomic warfare and supernovas destroying the earth and, setting back human technology a couple hundred years. Those are catastrophes. Those are bad circumstances, but they are not bad morality. That's just shit happens, Bad events happen. Ooh, like we didn't know that. But the idea that bad people can make bad stuff happen to you personally, and you're just gonna sit there and take it like a bitch, that's the scary thought. And the scariest thought of all is that you welcome it, and that you get it with a smile, because you are so brainwashed that you like it, you want it, you love it. That makes you the devil worshiper, not I. And ironically, for a long time I called myself a Satanist, and Christians, got all frightened and disturbed by it, but they are the devil worshippers. I'm not a devil worshipper because I call myself a Satanist. A devil worshipper is someone that worships those evil ideals. I call myself a Satanist because Anton LaVey was my first exposure to the concept of the ubermensch, which is just a watered-down version of Nietzsche, but I didn't really know much about Nietzsche till then. And, Anton LaVey had a lot of limitations. He got some things right and some things wrong. I believe ultimately he fell to his own hubris, and that's why he died with regret. He did not die with regret because somehow he was, bashing Christianity and he thought he was going to burn in hell. I think he died with regret because he did not feel like he was actually being a good person. He was more so just saying, do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. And that's not what this is about. What this is about is, actually doing something good with your life. And, many religions that have long come and gone have believed that and have worshipped gods that strengthened them and made them better people. And that when they died, they didn't die so much to worship, they died to become, to transform, to become good. Hell was not a place of punishment. Hell was the punishment you brought upon yourself, that you welcomed because you are just fucking filthy and disgraceful and demonic. So, I don't believe that hell is going to happen to people because, God is punishing them so much as they are punishing themselves. They are telling themselves that they are not worthy of salvation. They are telling themselves that they have to live in hellfire, and a lot of them will love it. If you ask me, if I was to say this poetically, Hell is not a place where people are screaming in pain. Hell is a place where they're screaming in laughter. As the flames burn their body and their fucking eyeballs melt out of their head and shit, they are not cursing God. They are not screaming and wailing for relief. They are laughing. They are enjoying it. They are enjoying their pain and their suffering, their turmoil and their eternal enslavement down under, sealed beneath the earth and swimming in fucking lava and death and disease. And that's the frightening thing. That's what makes hell frightening. It's not the idea that God's going to put you there. It's that you're going to dive into there because you are just so fucking stupid and just so devoid of any goodness whatsoever that is the only place for you left. That is the only alternative, is to be evil and to relish in evil. So, that's what I'm trying to say here, is that people are transforming into demonic entities. They are not being, maybe they are being pushed in that direction by other demonic entities, by what we call jinn or demons or whatever, but ultimately people are becoming good or evil. And far and wide, people are more so becoming evil than good. And that's what I believe. And if Christians or atheists or anybody else has a problem with that, too bad. So, that's all I have to say.